Hammer Post Savings Bank presents Super Saturday, in which we'll crown 4 HCIAA champions, and we'll bring you 2 of the games, the Coviello champions first. It's the boys as the Union Hill Hillers take on the St. Peter's Prep Maroon Marauders. Well, hello everybody, I'm John Hester along with Jim Burton. Another trip to Super Saturday. The Union Hill Hillers looking to rebound from last year's disappointing loss in the championship game, a game seemed to have in hand. They lost to a very game and talented Lincoln squad. They have avenged that loss, but if they do not win today, it won't be mission accomplished.
Well, Union Hill has a mission to accomplish, but so does St. Peter's Prep, John. Prep defeating in the first round the #1 seed Bayonne Bees to make it to this game against Union Hill. And right now, the momentum is going to be the key. 2 very well-coached, very athletically talented teams out here playing today's contest, and nobody knows what's going to happen.
Turnover by St. Peter's, taken over by Union Hill. The Hillers 17-7, 12-5 in conference play, including the 2 wins in rounds 1 and 2. They had that win over Lincoln, and of course they beat Hudson Catholic in round 1. This is a long 3. It's off the mark and rebounded by Keith Lumpkin.
Lumpkin has been the key to St. Peter's Prep all year long, John. When he's on, it's hard to stop the Prep switch.
Took an extra step while trying to gather himself, and Lumpkin, the freshman center, making his presence felt, but maybe a little bit too quick, being that he's on a big stage here for the young guy.
Well, you know what? It's a pressure time for both teams. Both sets of kids are going to be a little bit riled at the onset. Union Hill coming back as a defending, having been here before last year. Union Hill tends to have the slight advantage early on.
Too strong down low, and the rebound is taken by Nick Rebecki.
John, in the game against Bayonne, Rebecki was the difference. He was the garbage man. He cleaned up everything, every place you could find it, and in the end, it was his hard work that really made a big difference in that ball game.
Joe Holder draws the foul on Justin Sanchez. With 6:37 to go, quarter number 1, no score. St. Peter's Prep, as Jim alluded to, the Cinderella story of the HCIAA playoffs. They eked into the state playoffs by winning 5 games in a row. In fact, they won a game against Belleville. They scheduled last second, just hours before the cutoff on the final Saturday before the state playoff cutoff, and were able to make the playoffs. Blocked from behind. Good looking play as Jose Mata came down to help out. And now again, in the HCIAA playoffs, they pull off the overtime upset on the road at Bayonne, and then win convincingly on the road against Emerson, and it's almost as if they're getting better.
Well, you know, that is a truism, John. They are getting better each outing. They're getting stronger and more confident, and just based on the fact that they're doing that, this is anybody's ball game.
Kevin Walker drains a 3 to make it 3-0 St. Peter's to get the game started, and an official's timeout. And it looks like we may have a problem with Sanchez. Not exactly certain what happened there.
Well, they saw him limping, and during the limp, the official wanted to make sure he was okay. And the bottom line is, this is too much of an important game for anybody to feel pain, John.
Guys will play through just about anything in this type of contest. We're coming to you from Dickinson High School. The fans are elevated from the court. In some ways, that could be a good thing. In other ways, maybe not as much fun as you're used to, but a very good-looking floor. So really no complaints as far as the playing surface is concerned. A miss on the overplay, and a look from the corner is good. A triple for Jerry Hernandez, and we're tied at 3.
Well, I've always been told this year is the first time I've seen Union Hill play this season, but I hear they're a very good outside shooting team, and you cannot afford to let one of them loose.
Skying high to get the rebound is Holder. Lost it on the way up, but then gets it back somehow. Holder moving to the rack. Can't get the roll. Put in by the big fella, freshman Lumpkin's first field goal, 5-3 Prep.
Well, now you saw the value of Lumpkin down low, John. He clears the boards for everything offensively and defensively, and it's very difficult to keep him from putting his hands on a rebound.
It's a very young St. Peter's team, only 2 seniors on the roster, although both do see significant time. 2 starters in Rebecki and Joe Holder. Holder trying to get that rebound to keep that last play alive that ultimately was converted by Lumpkin. 4:45 to go, quarter number one, an extra step in the paint. We'll see if a foul is what caused the extra step, and that is in fact the case.
You know, it's tough when you're playing down low in the presence of a man the size of Lumpkin. He, at the high school level, is equivalent to a Shaquille O'Neal at the professional level. Wide body, strong, and determined.
He's got a very young-looking face on a very grown-up-looking body. That's a three. Hernandez, 2 threes to give his team the lead at 6-5. A lane to the basket, too strong. Lumpkin, some contact down low. Lumpkin getting a little frustrated. Up the floor they go. Ball was knocked away momentarily, but then it's taken under control by Matta.
And Union Hill is now going to work their motion offense, looking to get somebody free for a shot.
Hernandez, lazy pass picked off by Rafael Ortiz, who lays it in with the left hand.
Well, we've got the number 2 seed against the number 8 seed, an unlikely group of people to be here on Super Saturday. But you know what? 2 very good basketball programs, and this promises to be every bit as an exciting game as we've ever seen here for HCIAA play.
Justin Sanchez, his first field goal. He's really the leader of this Hiller team. Will be playing basketball on the next level, most likely at either Stevens Tech seems to be one of the places he's leaning towards, or Catholic University, so he will continue his playing career. Good lob again. Lumpkin losing the handle as he goes up to make his move. And you mentioned Shaquille O'Neal, and there are some similarities in the sense that when you are a player that is significantly bigger than others, the referees oftentimes will allow you to get pounded on, and it gets frustrating.
Yes, it does. And unfortunately, this young man is able to take the punishment without getting an attitude, which means he's a very well-schooled young man.
Hey, Coach Mike Kelly doing a good job with him, and Lumpkin now with 4 points after that last basket, giving his team a 9-8 lead. Very good start to this contest with 2:45 to go in quarter number one.
You know, John, imagine what Montclair High School is thinking right now with Lumpkin playing for prep, and he could be going to Montclair High School.
Contact on the shot. Kevin Walker will be whistled for the personal, his first, the team's second, with 2:35 to go in quarter number one. 9-8, St. Peter's on top, and Justin Sanchez will go to the free throw line.
In the game against Bayonne, Walker came up with a Charlie horse he could not get rid of, and he was a non-factor in the waning moments of that game. Prep stepped up big, coming from the bench in order to secure that victory in Bayonne. I think that right now, all records thrown out the window, Super Saturday, we're in for a barn burner.
10-9, another lead change. We've had several early on. Prep jumped out on top 3-0. Led 5-3, 7-6, and 9-8. It's now 10-9. Holder, left wing, now gets a wide open look at a three off the mark. Too strong. Weak side rebound is corralled by Ortiz. Ortiz, who was a hero in the first round win. Holder, offensive foul. Holder got high up in the air, but Hernandez able to draw the charge.
And that was a very good call on the part of the official. Holder left his feet. The defender was planted firmly. Holder initiated the contact. It's his foul.
Just over 2 minutes ago, first quarter. Game being brought to you by Palmer Post Savings Bank, Bayonne's community bank. Our thanks to Judy McAuliffe, Mr. William Campbell, Brian Campbell, Ken Walter, and Pam Sclafane for their continued support of Bayonne athletics, but also the HCIAA, as they've done now for their 13th season. They're here for Super Saturday. It used to be Super Sunday.
Yes, it did. I remember those days. Super Sunday, we used to go over to one college, that's located right on the boulevard. We had some great times over there.
Sure did. Hernandez drives it on Lumpkin, goes out of bounds off the foot of the freshman Lumpkin, and it will remain Union Hill basketball. It used to be Super Sunday, and they used to play only the Coviello games, but they would play the underclassmen. It started off freshman, JV, girls varsity, then boys varsity.
Yes.
And Jersey City State, now New Jersey City University, the Athletic and Fitness Center, really a prime venue for an event like this.
Yes, it was. It was one of the places that we not only enjoyed going to, but look forward to going to each year.
Walker off the mark, and now Matta leaped up for the rebound and is a little bit lame. Hopefully just a twisted ankle, maybe stepped on somebody. Surprised that doesn't happen more often, where you land on someone's foot, and while they tend to the injured Matta, we'll step away. 1:11 to go, quarter number one. The score on the Pamper Post Savings Bank scoreboard, it's the Hillers 10 and the Marauders 9.
I'm Bill Campbell, president of Pamper Post Savings Bank. We're proud to be a sponsor of Bayonne Sports.
Back after the injury to Matta, who seems to be in a great deal of pain. That's a little bit more than just stepped on somebody's foot, as he cannot put any weight on it at all. Under a minute to go, quarter number one, 10-9, Union Hill, the number 2 seed, on top by 1. Sanchez with the entry to Hernandez, had good position, made the extra pass. Probably should have went up with it.
I think his teammates expected him to have gone up with it that time because they just stood positioning the rebound.
Hernandez now playing defense on Lumpkin. Another 3 from Walker. It's off the mark again. Rebound was tracked down by the substitute, Juan Contreras, who came in for Matta after he turned his ankle. 25 seconds to go, first quarter.
Well, this first quarter has proven to be everything we expected in this ball game. And look at the hustle. You know, John, in contests like this, officiating has a lot to do with the tempo of the play. And we have a very good, experienced officiating crew out there today calling this game. They're calling the fouls that need to be called and letting the little things go, as should be in championship play.
Fabiano Alessandro and Al Zea, the 2 officials for this Coviello championship. A long 3. Jonathan Aguerto with the 3. And that gives the Hillers a 4-point lead as we close the first 8 minutes of play. The score on the Pamper Post Savings Bank scoreboard after 1, Union Hill 13, St. Peter's 9.
I'm Bill Campbell, president of Pamper Post Savings Bank. We're proud to be a sponsor of Bayonne Sports.
13-9 the score. You see the Ram symbol, those big Ram horns for the Dickinson Rams, as we come to you on Super Saturday for the HCIAA Finals. Coviello boys followed by the Coviello girls, and then it'll be the Seglio boys and the Seglio girls. The big one of interest in Bayonne is J.J. Hladic, just checking into the game, fires up a shot that's too strong, and it's hustled down by Sanchez. Sanchez called for the offensive foul on the dish.
I think that was another good call. The defender was planted for 2 full steps before Sanchez hit him. I think it was a good job of acting at the same time, John, because that was just a little contact. But you know what? The official called it at this end. They called it at that end. Good for the officiating.
Sanchez will have to take a seat. He is a leading scorer for the Hillers. He sits down with his 2nd personal foul.
Well, maybe they have another guy like number 3 to bring it off of the bench to just set up and shoot.
Brandon Perez. A lot of attention down low from Lumpkin, and it's stolen on the backside by Contreras.
And that's the key. They're bringing in somebody off of the weak side when the ball goes into Lumpkin, looking to get it out of his hands as soon as he touches it, and that time they were very successful.
Holder playing very good defense on Steven Arxer. Mike Kelly, you see in your picture, wanting an offensive foul. Good defensive pressure again by Perez. Brett with a good defensive stand here with 1:05 gone by in quarter number 2, 13-9. Union Hill on top. Holder slipped. Quick release of a 3. It's good. Aguerto, back-to-back 3s. He closed the first quarter with the 3 and starts the second with the same.
Well, I see why his number is 3, John. They put that on him because he is their 3-point shooter. Haven't seen this team before, but you can tell he's got the green light for the field.
30-second timeout taken by St. Peter's. Coach Mike Kelly, you can see, very animated in the huddle, not happy about what has transpired. An 8-0 run by the Union Hill Hillers. They trailed 9-8, and they've scored 8 consecutive points to build a 7-point lead with 6:35 to go until halftime.
And thus far, working the ball inside to the big man for Prep has not worked. They have thwarted the passes going into him, denying him the shot. They need to come up with an alternative, and one of those may be to let the shot come from outside and let him rebound and get the putback.
Brandon Perez. I actually said earlier, Rafael Ortiz was the hero of the last game, or at least the first round win against Bayonne, but it was Brandon Perez,
yes,
who was the hero. So looking to make his presence felt here. His team down by 7 after another sloppy play on offense. Here's Perez defensively, one-on-one with Valencia. Aguero, we'll see how much room he gets now in the future. He's hit 2 threes, albeit from very long distance. Right baseline jumper off the mark. Hernandez out-muscles Rebecki for the rebound. Bodies up and kicks it back out. Somehow getting it up on the tin was Arxer. Lumpkin had his hand on the ball.
Lumpkin rode him all the way from the ground till he elevated, and somehow he was able to keep control and put that ball in.
Lots of contact down low. The shot was misfired on by Jim Calabrese. 18-9, a 3. Off the mark, Lumpkin the rebound, and he clears everybody out. Prep's got to be careful here now. Down by 9, a 10-0 run by the number 2 seed.
That's a problem. And right now, the defense from Union Hill is creating a great deal of problem for Prep. Prep has not responded well to the type of defense that Union Hill is playing. As we see who return, John?
Well, it looks like Matta wasn't looking too good a few minutes ago.
Hey, he went in the locker room and they looked at him and said, this could be your last HCIAA game. He said, I want to come out a winner.
Yeah, tape it up and let's go,
That's
kid.
It.
Foul called in the backcourt on Perez. That is the first on Perez, third against the Marauders with 5 minutes remaining in the first half. 18-9. Union Hill doubling up St. Peter's. They've scored 10 straight. This 3 not good, off the mark by quite a bit.
Now, he's bound to miss one.
I think the trick with a player like that who likes to set and shoot, you just want to get in his face, and that's why Mike Kelly wasn't very happy. Rebecki with the tip.
I tell you, he is the garbage man, John. Everything that comes close to him, he puts a hand on it. He either corrals it or puts it back.
Very active on the boards, rewarded with 2 points. He puts a stop to the 10-0 run, 18-11 as we near the midway mark of quarter number 2. John Hester along with Jim Burton and Bobby Mullen from Dickinson High School.
You know, you and Juan get to go on special assignment. I don't get any special assignments.
It's been a while. Aguero gets fouled shooting a 3, so Prep paying better attention to him, but he's still getting a chance to get it up and draw the foul.
Well, if he's as good from the foul line as he is from three-point land, you can count all 3 of these.
Funny enough, it's not uncommon for players to be great jump shooters and not be very good from the foul line.
You got that right, especially in the NBA.
Jim Calabrese called for the personal.
Well, John, you called it.
The player that comes to mind from my childhood, you probably remember, Otis Birdsong.
Yes, sir.
A very good jump shooting 2-guard, but could not make free throws to save his life.
And I couldn't understand why he didn't shoot a jump shot from the foul line.
Well, they actually got to a point where they tried so many different things. He was starting to take a little jump, but it was very hard for him even to duplicate how he was shooting on a run and catching the ball. It's just, it becomes more mental than anything.
It does. It's all a matter of he's used to taking it off of the dribble, spotting up, and hitting the shot. And when you're not allowed to do that, the perspective of everything is totally different.
There's a certain thing to be said for rhythm, and some of these shooters, the whole idea of catching it, gathering, and shooting is half of what makes them do what they do very well. From behind, knocked away. Valencia goes out of bounds. Chase Fluellen seeing his first action for St. Peter's.
And that time Fluellen forgot the cardinal rule of basketball, and that is to guard the ball. You have to anticipate, especially the way Prep is being hounded by Union Hill, that they're going to come after the ball.
Very crisply played first quarter and a half so far. Walker in traffic. 5 for Walker. It's a 6-point Union Hill lead, 19-13.
And Walker can be the key to a return and spark for the Marauders, John. He's got the ability to make things happen, and he is their floor leader.
Lumpkin stands his ground. Perez comes up with the loose basketball.
Well, I hated to be on the other receiving end of Lumpkin standing his ground that time.
Holder corrals the miss of Walker's jump shot, and Prep will reset. Yeah, Lumpkin just kind of stands there.
He stood there. You know, it's bad when you have momentum, you move into the big guy, and he just stands there, doesn't budge, and you fall back 3 feet. Put his foot down.
Walker turns it over. 2:52 remaining, half number one. 19-13 our score. Union Hill on top.
And John, it seems that Prep is happy just playing Union Hill in the half court. They haven't applied any full court pressure, and I think they know that the speed is in the favor of the Hillers.
Pass picked off by Perez. He'll take it all the way in for the hoop. Brandon Perez's first field goal makes it a 4-point game at 19-15.
And we see Prep just crawling back in it, not panicking, not getting excited, just doing what they do well, playing the percentages and taking advantage of the opportunities they're given.
Pass is out of the reach of Hernandez, who stumbled a little bit, may have had help with a little chuck from behind.
It wasn't one you could see. I mean, a little motion from Lumpkin goes a long way. You heard the tsunami?
Well, you know what's funny about a player of Lumpkin's physique? Hernandez is a pretty big fellow himself,
yes,
but he really is not nearly as big as Lumpkin. And he is pushing and shoving and fighting with this young guy. And it takes a lot out of a guy like Hernandez to have to try to body up the whole game against him. So you may see Hernandez get tired. Jump ball is the call. Possession arrow is not lit up, but I believe it'll be Union Hill basketball. And it is. But you know, there's something to be said. Hernandez has to exert a lot of energy just to move Lumpkin off a little bit.
Right.
And that can take its toll, because that looked almost like he was a little fatigued. The legs are getting tired.
Hey, I have played against guys who were comparatively bigger than me in size, like Lumpkin. And the bottom line is, at the end of the game, the only thing you have left to do is fall out on the floor. They're not budging. Best you can do is hope to get their attention, and often they don't even pay attention to you.
Pretty move. No conversion, though. And Holder hustles it up into the front court. Union Hill does a good job in transition defense to get back. Inside they go to Lumpkin, gets position, and draws the foul. I believe it'll be on the floor. I guess the best analogy I could use to illustrate the point you just made, go outside a brick building, put your shoulder down, and push real hard with your shoulder up against that brick building. You'll get tired. Nothing will happen.
Ain't gonna go. That's right, you got it.
That's kind of what it's like. Good play by Hernandez.
Everybody's on the lookout for that pass inside the Lumpkin. Not one player on this Union Hill team is allowing that pass to go inside.
Now Prep has to get the perimeter game untracked, because right now Union Hill, they have the luxury of being able to collapse on the center.
Once you prove that they got to guard the man coming up with the ball from outside, they can't afford to put that second person on the center down low.
40 seconds remaining, first half. Prep fell behind by 9, but they're back within 4. Hernandez misses on the 3. Holder fights for the rebound along with Tito Toledo, and Prep comes up with it. Chance to hold for the final shot. I'd say, all things considered, not a bad half for St. Peter's.
No, they were down. They decided to make a run at it. They made a good run, came back. Nice move.
Another offensive foul on Joe Holder.
And you know his center is going to him and speaking to him and saying, look, you can't do that. You got to pull up and take the shot. And Holder is one person they cannot afford to lose because he is one of the keys to their defense.
Well, not only do you pick up a second foul, but you turn the ball over with 14 seconds left, so you don't score. Now Union Hill will have a chance to score with now 8 seconds left. Kick it out, Aguerto for three. It's good with 3 seconds left. A terrible exchange for St. Peter's, and Union Hill takes advantage to build a 7-point lead.
And it was all on the efforts of holding position and beating the other team to the spot, John.
Jonathan Aguerto with 3 threes. He had a 3 to end the first quarter, a 3 to start the second, and the 3 just moments ago to give his team a 7-point advantage. We are going to take a timeout. We've reached halftime at Dickinson High School. The score on the Palmer Post Savings Bank scoreboard, Union Hill 22 and St. Peter's Prep 15.
I'm Bill Campbell, president of Palmer Post Savings Bank. We're proud to be a sponsor of Bayonne Sports.
And welcome back to Dickinson High School. We are at halftime. Union Hill on top by a score of 22 to 15. The story, Jonathan Aguerto with 10 points, scoring big baskets throughout. One to end the first quarter, one to start the second quarter, and one to end the first half to help give his team the lead. The entry pass down low finds its way into the hands of Keith Lumpkin. Lumpkin has 6, and it makes it 22-17. Backdoor, Justin Sanchez, who sat out a good portion of the first half, or really the second quarter, with foul trouble, has 6 points, and it's 24-17. Quick start here to the second half. Marauders, the number 8 seed, the Cinderella story, if you will. Union Hill coming back for a second try. Rafael Ortiz with a 3. Makes it 24-20. Both teams hot out of the gate.
Well, they'd gone in at halftime. They looked over what happened the first half, made adjustments, and now let's see whose strategy is the best.
Sanchez, rattles the 3 in to build the lead back up to 7, 27-20 with 1:20 gone by in the third quarter. Entry pass stolen. Hernandez, Sanchez, contact, block on Rebecki, score the basket and the foul.
That was nothing but hustle on the part of Union Hill, and I think speed is their one biggest advantage. They are out hustling Prep to the ball, John.
Sanchez with 4 points in the first half, has 7 points here already in the first minute 27 of the third quarter. Make that 8. Biggest lead of the game for Union Hill at 30-20.
And now we see some pressure on the part of the Union Hill Hillers.
Holder fights for the rebound, goes up strong, no good. Lumpkin had his hands on it, goes out of bounds. Union Hill basketball.
As Holder walks up court, John, he's pleading his case for a foul on that rebound, but it's not going to happen. Just keep playing.
Jerry Hernandez had 6 points for Union Hill in the first half of play. Aguerto led everybody with 10. 4 points for Sanchez, as we mentioned, and 2 for Steven Arkser. For St. Peter's, Kevin Walker led the way with 5, 4 for Lumpkin, and 2 apiece for Ortiz, Perez, and Rebecki. Holder calls timeout on his way out of bounds. Nice play by Joe Holder, just in front of us to get the timeout.
And that was very heads-up play. He had to have possession of the ball, which he did. And he secured the ball, called the timeout while he was in midair. I think that's been one of the greatest rules, aside from three-point shots, that happened to basketball.
So Prep will get possession. They use the second of their 30-second timeouts. Prep at 500 right now. They're 12-12. They were 7-8 in the HCIAA regular season. They're now 9-8 thanks to their 2 regular season wins. In their win over Emerson, a 16-point victory, they had built a big early lead, saw it dissipate. Emerson tied the game, but then St. Peter's with a furious charge, a 16-1 run from the third quarter, bridging over across the fourth quarter to put that game away. So we'll see if they have a good second half in them again. They are down by 10 this time, however, with 5.5 to go, third quarter, 30-20 to score. The entry out of the reach of Lumpkin, and again, good defensive play down low, not allowing Lumpkin to get exactly where he wanted to go, and not a very good entry pass at all.
Well, right now on the sideline, Prep is preparing to bring J.J. Haladic into the ball game, looking for his skills as a shooter, a dribbler, and a very good passer.
Lumpkin with the steal. Walker, left wing jumper, off the mark, rebound. Lumpkin had a lane but looked to kick it back out. Cross cart Walker. Lumpkin backing it in, gathers and muscles it up.
And you know what? They're not calling it when he's getting hit, so I guess they're not going to call it when he makes some room.
Fair enough. Prep partisans trying to make their presence felt. Hernandez almost traveled. Sanchez, who had that 8-point spurt in 1:27 to start the second half, along the baseline. Crossover dribble, high off the window, no good. Lumpkin had to go off his hands, out of bounds. It'll remain Union Hill basketball.
Well, we saw some great anticipated play on the part of Union Hill that time. He could have tried to go after the ball, but he had the presence of mind to realize that they would secure it by letting it go out of bounds. Into the game for Prep is J.J. Haladic, number 4.
Hernandez. Hernandez had 2 threes in the early stages. In fact, he had the first 6 points for Union Hill, but has been quiet since. That's his first points. He now has 9. Walker goes the distance and draws the foul, as Union Hill has built their largest lead of the game, an 11-point advantage at 33-22.
And right now it's time that Prep starts putting something together to stop this surge and start putting some points on the board of their own. They cannot afford to start changing baskets right now. That's to their disadvantage.
Walker with 6 points. (33-24), 9-point advantage. Rebecki almost came up with the steal in the backcourt.
You know, it's a shame, John, but we can't show the actions of the 2 coaches on the sideline. 2 very animated coaches, always thinking, strategizing, and sending out instructions to their teams. And that's the mark of a great coach. Your game is being on the thought of what you need to do.
Aguerto drew contact, was on the run, a little out of control, ran into Lumpkin and threw up an air ball. The entry to Lumpkin, he's able to gather, put it up and in. The big fella getting pounded on, but asserting himself a little more. You know, those entry passes are coming in. Union Hill's getting hands on them, but the last couple, they may have gotten hands on, but they ended up in his mitts when it was all said and done.
I tell you, he has done a better job of guarding the ball when it's put in his hands. He's going up with that 2-hand fake, drawing the defender off his feet, and then putting it up with the 1 hand nice off the glass, getting the foul and the shot.
Union Hill takes a timeout. 33-26 to score on the Pamrapos Savings Bank scoreboard.
I'm Bill Campbell, president of Pamrapos Savings Bank. We're proud to be a sponsor of Bayonne Sports.
Lumpkin will go to the line to shoot the free throw to try to make it a 3-point play. First time Lumpkin's been to the line. He has 10 points, 6 of them coming here in the third quarter.
Pretty consistent free throw shooter, John. He's got a nice touch for a big man.
Shows that touch, makes it a 6-point game. Prep really struggled offensively in the first half. They scored 9 points in the first quarter, 6 in the second. Already, they have 12 points in just 4 minutes of play here in the third quarter.
Well, obviously, the coach took them to the locker room and said, look, we can't win the game if we don't score. You got to put it in the basket.
Wonder if he took him to the locker room or the woodshed. Stolen by J.J. Hladik. Rebecki falls in the pass. Jumper along the baseline is good. And Prep on a run. They're within 4, 33-29. Went off a knee of a St. Peter's Prep player. The Prep is a rather frustrating team to play against. I'm sure Union Hill felt as though after that quick run to build the 11-point lead out of the locker room, well, maybe we have them knocked out, but they just keep coming.
They don't give up, John, and that's important. They do not whatsoever give up. And they don't consider themselves out of a ball game as long as there is time left on the clock to play.
A very young St. Peter's team against a very experienced and senior-laden Union Hill team. Foul going to be called on Rebecki.
One thing for sure, John, Prep will be back in Groves come next season. Their seniors are going to graduate. There's only 2.
Yep.
And everybody else is coming back, and everybody else sees premier playing time.
Joe Holder, senior, and Nick Rebecki, obviously key players, but the rest, sophomores and freshmen. Off the inbound, quick release, soft touch. Almost went down for Valencia. Chance for Prep to cut to 2, maybe even 1. Perez gives for Hladik. Cross court Ortiz, knocked away by Hernandez.
That's the kind of pass that when you're going to make it, you got to put it on the floor. You can't put that pass in the air going down in the paint like that. It gives the opposition the opportunity to steal it.
Perez, the runner, soft touch, no good. Rebound Mata.
And Prep just can't seem to break that 4-point stipend up there.
Good looking crossover by Mata. Foul called on Lumpkin. Basket is good and 1. Sure doesn't look like a guy with a bad ankle.
No, sure doesn't. Like I said, he's got it going on all cylinders right now, and that was a beautiful move to the basket, and he's out on the line to convert the old-fashioned 3-point play.
First foul on Lumpkin. Mata, pretty move. He broke down Hladik, and Lumpkin stepped up to try to knock it away, and he went around him and put it in and makes the free throw. So Mata with an answer, 36-29, 7-point lead for Union Hill. They have played this game from ahead since taking the lead 10-9. Hladik off the hands of Holder. A 3 for Perez is good. Brandon Perez has 5 points, and it's back to a 4-point game, 36-32.
And you get the feeling that that 4 points is the key for Prep. They get it under 4, they can come back all the way.
Mata, 14-footer, was knocked down in the process, too strong. Rebound Lumpkin. Perez hustles it up into the front court for Holder. Holder almost walked. This is to cut it to 1. It's good. Ortiz with his second 3 in the second half, and it's 36-35 with 80 seconds to go, third quarter.
Well, right now, this is a back to anybody's ball game.
And you can see that one coming. Perez allowed to play very physically, as you'd mentioned. The game has been physical and well officiated, but a little bit more demonstrative with those last few bumps.
Yeah, just a little bit more than you want to allow. There's a difference between checking a person and manhandling the person. And that was on the move of manhandling.
Hernandez, bothered by Lumpkin, jump ball. It'll be prep basketball.
Well, I tell you, John, this is the kind of basketball game you expect to see on Super Saturday. Two very well-schooled, very well-talented basketball programs fighting hard, tooth and nail, to come away with the HCIAA crown.
Actually, it was Union Hill basketball on the possession arrow, and then a turnover down low. Lumpkin spinning in the paint. Soft touch, no good. Holder the rebound. Now it's Prep that looks like they're quicker to the basket. Hernandez with the emphatic block, and Prep will reset. A chance for a three. Hladek, it's good!
J.J. Hladek, one of the premier players in Hudson County, a sophomore at Prep, spent a great deal of time playing JV basketball, but he stepped up with a varsity performance on that three-point shot.
2-point lead for St. Peter's. Aguero for the answer, off the mark. Rebound Hernandez, foul called on Holder. Holder is the one who looked like he got knocked down, but he actually initiated the contact and locked arms.
Yep. Very good catch, John. You had almost as good a view as the official did.
That's the third foul on Joe Holder. Fourth team foul.
Joe. My name is Joe.
Are you going to start singing? It's too early for that.
I don't want to run our fans out of the TV.
Long time to get it in along the baseline. Hernandez kicks it back out. Matta penetrates. Stumbled off the leg of Lumpkin. 38-36.
And as
his second foul.
yes.
Oh, correction, that's his third foul. Team's seventh. I only had 6. Scoreboard says 7.
Well, they're making the corrections now, and it could be just an error on the scoreboard.
I had it for 6. I thought I was wrong, so I tried to catch up with the scoreboard.
All right, you were right, John.
So I got lucky.
No, you were intelligent.
And Justin Sanchez checks back in. That's been the story of this game, Jim. Sanchez has seen his playing time cut down because of foul trouble. In the paint, someone may have gotten the piece. 2 seconds ago, one, Walker at the buzzer. So the third quarter comes to a close. We saw Union Hill, thanks to an 8-point outburst by Sanchez, build an 11-point lead, but then a furious charge by the Marauders. After 3, It's St. Peter's Prep on top, 38-36.
I'm Bill Campbell, president of Pamrepo Savings Bank. We're proud to be a sponsor of Bayonne Sports.
St. Peter's outscored Union Hill 23-14 in the third quarter to turn a 7-point halftime deficit into a 2-point lead. And they start the quarter with the basketball. A championship on the line. Union Hill certainly feels that they're the ones who has put in the hard work. They lost in the final last year. They're a senior-laden team. As for Prep, really the new kids on the block, a very young team. So it's almost as if they're playing with house money, because you'd have to think that this is not technically their year. Teams build and try to get experience to crescendo at a point like this.
Well, you'd have to tell Prep that this is not their year, because they're sure not playing like it.
They sure as heck are not. Now, this is something where if you ever win a game like this, it's like Lauren Jimenez over on the girls' side last year.
Yeah.
You look at it when they're freshmen, they win a championship. Next thing you know, they're going for 3 or 4.
That's it.
Long way to go, though. And Union Hill, as I said, they're a team that has paid their dues, having lost in the finals last year, had a lead in the fourth quarter. They avenged that loss by knocking off Lincoln in the semifinals. Now they're looking to win that championship, and Hernandez has tied it up at 38.
Nice presence of mind, good baseline move. Soft off the glass for 2.
Rebecki penetrates off the window, knocked away from behind. And again, a look of frustration on Lumpkin's face, but so far so good. We haven't seen any acts of frustration.
No, and he's a very contained young man. He does what he needs to do. And he's very, very good at keeping his composure.
On the reach, they get Arxer. That's his second personal. Third correction. All 3, I believe, coming here.
Within 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, if you're going to get him, you might as well enjoy it. And we had a foul called off the ball down in the paint against Prep.
And it might have been I guess they called it on Rafael Ortiz.
Number 10?
Yep.
Yes, they did.
And Prep is over the limit. That can be big as this game unwinds. Union Hill will shoot free throws on every foul call with the exception of a player control foul. And we still have 6:20 to go. Holder, excellent defensive play, and cannot save it.
He was trying to do the little frog act there and get over there in time to stop it, but not enough froggy in it.
So Union Hill will inbound to the right of the basket, just off to our left. Hernandez thought about a 3. Now Holder is at the assignment of checking Sanchez. Sanchez, a great ball handling guard. Hernandez driving on Lumpkin. Union Hill crowd ready to explode. The ball just rolled off the tin. No shot. And St. Peter's calls timeout. We'll join them. 5:52 to go in regulation. We're all tied up at 38-38.
I'm Bill Campbell, president of Pamrepo Savings Bank. We're proud to be a sponsor of Bayonne Sports.
38-38. We're all tied up with 5:52 to go in quarter number 4. And it has been an exciting basketball game. The fans getting into it back and forth. The Prep contingent off to our right underneath the basket that Prep is shooting at, making quite a bit of noise. And off to our left, Union Hill underneath the basket that they're shooting at, and they are making a good bit of noise. 2 very animated fan bases. Jim has stepped away for a moment. Everything is okay, nothing of an emergency nature. Hopefully he'll be back before the conclusion of the contest. Joe Holder to Lumpkin, spins in the paint, no good. Again, good defense by Jerry Hernandez. He had help. Union Hill with the basketball, 2.5 gone by, fourth quarter. Tied at 38-38. Lots of contact down low. Somebody hit their head very hard. That was Steven Oxer. The foul is called on Ortiz. It'll result in free throws. Oxer was down on the ground and Lumpkin fell on him. A pile of humanity going down on the floor. And it's no fun to have somebody fall on you, especially your head, but it's especially less fun when it's a player the size of Lumpkin. On the 1-and-1, Hernandez misses, fouls called on Mata. And now there's some debate on whether or not it was a shooting foul or a 1-and-1. As Alessandro and Zaya come together. I did not see whether or not the foul was called on the floor. I knew there was going to be a free throw simply because they were over the limit. It looks like they're going to shoot another free throw. So the foul was called on the shot, and Hernandez will get another try. Free throws will be key for Union Hill down the stretch. They are in the bonus, headed toward the double bonus. Hernandez misses both. .5:10 remaining. That pass, not a good one by Walker. Excellent play by Mata. So Mata able to knock it off of a St. Peter's player out of bounds, off of Walker, in fact. Union Hill with the basketball, again, a chance to take the lead. This is Valencia, who has been held scoreless throughout the afternoon. Hernandez, no room along the baseline, kicks it out for a three. Front iron, no good. Hernandez knocked it away from Lumpkin and then knocks it away again from Rebecki. And it goes out of bounds off Hernandez. Steven Oxer with the miss of a three. He has been quiet as well, only 2 points. And another thing that's hindered Union Hill, the fact that Sanchez has been in foul trouble. Lumpkin, cross court, Holder. Holder, offensive foul. That is offensive foul number 3 on Joe Holder. It's his 4th personal foul overall, 3 of which have come on charges. Chase Llewellyn will check in, a freshman. Replacing the senior Holder. Hernandez for 3, it's good. (41-38), Hernandez gives his team the lead. It is Hernandez's 4th three. He has 14 points.
Just when I come back, John.
For an answer, off the mark, Ortiz. Walker hustles down the loose ball. Rebecki along the baseline, shot rejected, foul called on Hernandez.
And the coach was looking to see that one drop so they could tie this game up from the foul line, but he's going to have to do it the hard way, too.
Well, in the words of the legendary broadcaster and basketball coach Al McGuire, looks like we've got a white knuckler on our hands here.
You got that right. Now, John, it's surprising that you couldn't have anybody score till I came back.
Yeah, well, the only big thing that really happened Another offensive foul was called on Joe Holder, a charge, so he's gone to the bench with his 4th. That's his 3rd offensive foul, so they replaced the senior Holder, who was doing a good job on Sanchez, and replaced him with freshman Chase Fluellen.
Well, evidently the freshman has the coach's nod because he's out there playing in one of the biggest games of his career, and you don't put a freshman without any faith out there to do that.
41-40, Prep back within 1. They led 38-36 after trailing for a good portion. Hernandez, a good-looking crossover, somehow recovers and dishes it off to Archer for 2. 43-40. Ortiz almost lost it. Rebecki along the baseline. Soft shot. The floater is good.
Tell you, Rebecki, when he gets hot, is a force to be reckoned with. And right now, he's on the verge of spicing things up a little. Still a lot of time to play, though. We got over 3 minutes and a 1-point difference between the two.
Hernandez shook Lumpkin, had a good look at a 3. It was halfway down. Prep with the basketball now, a chance to take the lead. Fluellen rises, fires, rattled out. So bad luck for 2 soft touches. Poked away by Ortiz, recovered by Lumpkin. Fluellen had to take it away. Sanchez on the floor, calls timeout.
Very good look by the official. No call for a travel. Heads-up call for timeout on Sanchez's part, and Prep has a well-needed possession as we're down to 2:42 in this final stanza.
2:42 to go. We'll step aside. Union Hill leads it by 1.
I'm Bill Campbell, president of Pamrepo Savings Bank. We're proud to be a sponsor of Bayonne Sports.
The inbound, as you can see, right beneath our camera station, Bobby Mullen providing the pictures for today's telecast. Game being brought to you by Pamrepo Savings Bank, Bayonne's community bank. Our thanks to Judy McAuliffe and Mr. William Campbell over at Pamrepo, along with Ken Walter, Pam Sclafane, and Brian Campbell. Off the timeout, Union Hill up by 1. Sanchez dealing in the paint, blocked by Lumpkin. Foul is called. It's not Lumpkin. It's Rebecki with the body, picking up his 4th.
Tell you, that was a great block by Lumpkin and great play by Rebecki. He was just a little bit out of control when he made the contact, hence the foul. But that was great defense on the part of the St. Peter's Prep Marauders.
Double bonus time for Union Hill. It was a 2-shot foul regardless, but 2 shots the rest of the way.
Oh, was that a skittle shot there? Skids off the front of the rim and dumps in.
Now Sanchez 4 for 4 from the line. He's the guy that you want if you're Union Hill.
And he made a great adjustment for that second shot and got nothing but the net.
14 points for Sanchez, 3-point lead for Union Hill. Prep gets it over the timeline. J.J. Hladic, bothered by Valencia as we near 2 minutes to go in regulation. Ortiz for 3. It was halfway down. The big fella, the rebound, puts it up and in. It's a 1-point game.
Oh, no.
Matta looks like he may have hurt his ankle again.
Give him a couple steps. It'll stop hurting.
We have officially entered crunch time. 1-point game. 90 seconds to go. Ortiz ducks under. No good. Rebound, Rebecki.
Now, Prep needs to score with this possession.
Walker lost it for a second. Rebecki takes it to the paint. Up and in!
I said earlier, John, Rebecki is the all-purpose garbage man, and right now, his garbage has proven to be very good, putting that 2-point basket in off of the dribble.
A minute to go, 46-45, Prep on top. Sanchez, air ball, Hernandez, the rebound and the score. Union Hill leads at 47-46.
Barn burner, barn burner, barn burner, as Union Hill puts their hands up on defense, looking to get a stop here.
This is Walker with 30 seconds to go. Poked away by Sanchez, but a foul is called.
That was a good call on the part of the officials. He didn't impede the man's progress with his arm as he poked the ball away. Of course, if you're a Union Hill fan, you want to see that go as a good steal.
That was a certain 2 points and a 3-point lead for Union Hill. And St. Peter's will take timeout. We'll catch our breath. 30.7 to go. Marauders bidding for the upset. They trail it by 1, 47-46.
I'm Bill Campbell, president of Pamarapo Savings Bank. We're proud to be a sponsor of Bayonne Sports.
You see the St. Peter's Prep bench as they walk to the floor. J.J. Hladek drying his hands and feet. Rebecca does likewise. 1 point advantage for Union Hill. Prep with possession and 30 seconds to go. Prep has 1 full timeout remaining. Union Hill with 2 fulls and 1:30. Knocked away from behind. A 2-on-1 stolen by Walker. He's fouled in the backcourt. 10 seconds have run off the clock. It is not a shooting situation, however.
And that's the benefit of not having committed those fouls during the second half. Next one is 1-1, though, if it goes against Union Hill.
Into Walker with 15 seconds to go. Who will be the hero? Rebecca. Ortiz with 9 seconds. Ortiz will try it. It's good! Ortiz with 5 seconds to go. Timeout, Union Hill.
Now it's a true chess match. You know Union Hill has got excellent outside shooters. Prep can play a very tenacious defense. So now, what's going to happen? Is Union Hill going to get off a good shot, or is Prep going to be the spoiler and not allow the shot to take place? We won't know that for another few seconds.
5.5 seconds to go. 48-47. We'll take a break.
I'm Bill Campbell, president of Pamarapo Savings Bank. We're proud to be a sponsor of Bayonne Sports.
5.5 seconds to go. Union Hill is already on the floor. You take a look at Marauder Nation, just 5.5 seconds away from an unlikely championship.
Well, they got to get on the floor and deny a shot here. Across the court, the Union Hill Hillers are all locked and engaged, wishing their team good luck. As the fans standing here are all on their feet, John. Everybody's looking to get this.
With Al. And to come up short, really, in what is a major upset. Not that they were the only team to be upset, because the #1 team also lost, but you have to think in the cycles that these things go. When you have a team that is now a senior-dominated team, this was to be their year, and it just didn't happen.
And, you know, they played so well through the entire year. They did the things they needed to do, beat teams they needed to beat, came up with wins. And then to come down to Super Saturday and fall 1 point short. What a end to a great run by a great basketball team on the part of the Union Hill Hillers.
They'll be one of the better teams in recent Hudson County history to have not won an HCIAA championship. And as you look at the crowd, St. Peter's Prep, we mentioned it briefly during the game, with such a young team, this could be the start of a team that does a lot in terms of winning in the county, but not only in the county, maybe even on a broader horizon. They've got some real young, talented players, and they should only get better.
They can't help but get better, John. I mean, here you have one of the ingredients that you cannot give young players, and that's experience at a championship level. They've got that, and they're only going to be hungrier next year to repeat what they've done this year, and they're bringing back everyone except their two seniors. I'm sorry, three seniors. And
Two seniors, yeah.
Except their two seniors, Rebecca, and I can't remember the other guy's name.
You got Joe Holder and Nick Rebecca.
That's it. Rebecca and Holder. They're bringing everybody back. And while Rebecca and Holder played an instrumental part in this victory, they have some talent on their bench that hasn't even been tried yet. So Prep is going to be quite a force to be reckoned with when we go to the 2008-2009 basketball season.
And Rich, you just saw Carlos Cueto along with Jerry Hernandez and Nick Rebecca winning the MVP. Just a few moments ago, you saw Cueto with Jerry Hernandez, who won the MVP for Union Hill. There's Hanson, the athletic director, along with Coach Mike Kelly and Rebecca. He talked about the garbage man, and he really is. There was I was a student at St. Peter's Prep, as you know, and there was an old gym teacher. His name was Bob Mulvihill, played basketball at Gonzaga University, and is in the Hall of Fame. And he used to talk to me about garbage points, about being in the right place, following your shots, following other people's shots. And he swore that you could be, instead of a 6-point-a-game guy, you could be a 14 or a 15-point-a-game guy just by doing the things that other players were not willing to do.
That's
and
right.
he does that.
Everything. He follows the shot. He jumps to rebound. He tries to get the block. He is on the offensive and defensive boards, and he just seems to appear out of nowheres. And if he doesn't out-jump you, he out-positions you. I mean, he's going to college to play lacrosse. But I guarantee you that if he was to come as a walk-on the college court, they'd find a spot for him.
And not since Joe Mackey's boys won it some years ago has St. Peter's Prep been the kings of the HCIAA. And when they had done that, it had been, somewhere near a 35-year. Whoa. Kelly just look at the face of that student. See, you look here, Jim. Bobby's got a good shot. Holy
wow.
smoke. He just tossed the statue, the trophy, into the stands. Well, the Prep crazies, they like crazy stuff.
Hey,
Kelly
you know
fits
what?
in.
That group of young men from St. Peter's Prep tells the entire story, John. It is a total community effort, and they support this team, especially when they're at home at Prep. But they have such a huge contingency when they travel away. And the whole thing comes down to this. You have a good team that plays outstanding basketball, great fan support, and you've got a program that's destined for success, as we have so fondly seen today.
What an exciting basketball game. Prep coming up with the upset. And the freshman Lumpkin, he ends up with 13 points, and he's the leading scorer. So as you look at him there, walking off a champion as only a freshman here, and just barely fitting underneath the doorway there. Think about that. He had a relatively quiet afternoon,
Yes.
and they still won. And these guys are only going to get bigger and better. Kevin Walker, he's a freshman. You have, Rebecca, of course, he'll be graduating. Ortiz hits the game-winning shot. That you would die for. And you see Jack Halatic, the Wife behind him, a Prep sweatshirt. Jack Laddick.
And his son JJ made a crucial three-pointer
Exactly.
in the comeback for Prep.
And he actually is no longer the coach at Bayonne High School because he wanted to come and watch JJ's high school career unfold. And boy, has it gotten off to a great start. He must be enjoying retirement.
You know something, John? We have seen both Matt and JJ Laddick ever since 1996. Matty did a game with and for us as a youngster, covering quite a bit. He comes on and does an occasional game for us now. His father is a genius when it comes to basketball. He gets the maximum performance out of people consistently. And that's the type of family that when you look at it makes a big difference in the caliber of play. You see it in JJ. Not the biggest kid on the court, but he hustles, he knows when to shoot, he knows how to shoot, and he knows how to position himself so that if it's possible to get a rebound, he's there to get it. And that comes from a lot of hard work and dedication.
Yeah, it's amazing when you think about the amount of experience that they have just gained in this run to beat Bayonne at Bayonne, Emerson at Emerson, and then Union Hill. I mean, a lot of what goes into winning is the experience of having to make big shots in big spots, make big stops in big spots. And so if they are good next year, like you would think their talent would dictate, you'd have to think that this experience is going to go a long way towards making them very difficult to beat in the future.
Well, if you take a look at it, John, let's see what they're up against next year. Bayonne is graduating seniors. They're going to be looking to have a good team. I mean, they've got some super JVs who've gotten varsity experience. Union Hill is primarily graduating their entire starting team with the exception of the one kid that comes in off of the bench, number 3. Emerson has seniors that are graduating. Lincoln has, out of their starting 5, 4 seniors. You go to Snyder. I haven't seen Snyder or Dickinson at all this year. But when it comes down to it, Prep is now the team to beat. And everybody's going to be working over the summer getting ready to take on Prep in the fall.
Well, you go from Cinderella to being the hunted. It's amazing how quickly things can change, but at least for a week, a magical run, not unlike what we saw from the New York Football Giants. It'll be hard to duplicate the excitement and the thrilling nature of how this all unfolded. But congratulations to Mike Kelly and the St. Peter's Prep Maroon Marauders, and of course, an excellent season, another excellent season for Carlos Cueto and the Union Hill Hillers. That's going to do it for us from here. Our thanks to Pamela Post Savings Bank's Mr. William Campbell, also Judy McAuliffe, Brian Campbell, Pam Sclafane, and Kenny Walter. For Jim Burton and Bobby Mullen, I'm John Hester saying thank you so much for watching. Preps the champions of the HCIAA. The final score on the Pamela Post Savings Bank scoreboard, it was the St. Peter's Prep Maroon Marauders 48, the Union Hill Hillers 47.